Extra, extra, read all about it. It's Adults Are Newsing.
Hello. My producer asked me to write a script about price controls, but instead I went cow tipping. Boop. And so I've mostly been thinking about cows today, but I think I can actually bring these things together. Okay. If you're like most Americans, you live in constant white-knuckled terror of natural disasters like volcanoes, locust swarms, or orca attacks.
Just take it! Take it!
When they occur, supply chains get startled and hide, like rabbits, which leads to shortages in things we want, such as gasoline, adult magazines, and milk. As prices skyrocket, officials often step in and institute price controls. We all know what causes natural disaster. Sin. When the National Sin Index sits comfortably between 2 and 4 on the Falwell scale, everything's fine. You want to be above a 1 or God gets bored, forgets to water the crops, but if you go above 8, you trigger Ragnarok, so everybody calm down. But when the sin gets above 4.2, God punishes our depraved nation with hurricanes and meteor strikes. What people don't know is that price controls are not an effective way to deal with shortages. Price controls work like this. A sin-laden town is punished by God with meteor impacts. The falling sky rocks kill the cows. There is a milk shortage. Milk prices skyrocket. To compensate, the mayor puts price controls on milk. If the mayor says, you can only sell a pound of milk for $1, anything above that is illegal, it's basically the same thing as saying, I think it's too hot outside, so I am outlawing thermometers. The mayor can outlaw sales, but he can't alter the law of supply and demand through fiat, because the law of supply and demand is more like a law of physics, such as gravity, than a city council regulation, like no leaf burning. When the mayor institutes a price control, he is saying, I want there to be so much milk abundance that the price of milk drops. Well, we all do, but that's not what the mayor is doing. The mayor can't snap his fingers and order all the cows to sprout extra nipples, or snap his fingers and make everybody want nipples less. Now you might say, that is not the issue. I understand there's not enough milk to go around, everybody does. The issue is when people are reeling from a mudslide or a Justin Bieber concert or Nickelback, whatever you people hate now. It's exploitative to try to take advantage of them and rip them off with $15 milk. That is kicking people when they're down, and it should be against the law. Okay, let's play this out. Let's say meteors have killed off and flattened most of the town's livestock, and milk prices have increased. So the mayor outlaws price gouging on milk. You can only sell milk for $1 shilling a pound. There's still not enough milk to go around, and the few dairy farmers in operation can only sell what they have at normal prices. So whoever shows up in line knows there's a milk shortage, and because it's kept artificially cheap, they'll snap up all the milk they can get. They buy 10 gallons of it. The mayor has actually made the problem worse. Now there's not enough milk, and it's being hoarded by a handful of buyers. Very likely, a black market for milk will develop. Even though it's technically illegal to sell milk for 10 shillings a gallon or whatever I said, farmers know they can do it and make a lot of money, and so they do, in seedy back alley milk stables. I have seen it 1,000 times. In which case, the mayor hasn't done anything other than pushing otherwise honest, hardworking milkmen that form the backbone of the American economy into the degenerate underbelly of the lactose criminal underworld. And a lot of dead bodies from when dealers invariably cut the milk with fentanyl. Conversely, let's say the mayor does not try to fix the problem with price controls. The mayor realizes that prices are just a reflection of supply and demand, and price controls won't make people less thirsty or make cow nipples more milkful. In this scenario, prices accurately reflect that relationship, and the price of milk soars to $20 a pint. With milk prices so high, farmers in other counties are willing to drive an hour or two to hawk their extra milk at those insane prices. Now, rather than having no milk at an imaginary low price, we have a lot of milk at an accurately high price. Meanwhile, with the price of milk so high, the local economy is incentivized to start producing milk. A beef rancher buys up dairy cows instead of beef seeds at the next cattle lotto. The local golf course magnate realizes he can get a better return on milk than golf, So he starts grazing dairy cows in between his fiberglass mini-golf obstacles. And the Texan landman who was going to put in an oil well starts drilling for milk deposits instead. The mayor has never been able to alter the real price, the relationship of supply and demand. But when he allows the information that price reflects to work, it's a signal flare to the market to bring in extra milk from other places and to make more milk locally. So you have two options. Option one, you recognize that you cannot lower the temperature by banning thermometers, and you can't solve for high demand by banning high prices. In this scenario, there is a lamentable milk shortage, but market forces bring in milk from outside and encourage recovery from within. Milk costs more, but you can get it if you want it, and the system recovers faster. Option two, you try to solve for high milk demand by banning high prices. Milk is cheap, but there's none of it, so it doesn't matter. Very likely, a handful of people hoard whatever milk trickles in. And the recovery process takes much, much longer for milk. Well, I've explained the hell out of that. I think I'll celebrate with a glass of milk. Thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me, those leaves aren't going to burn themselves or my neighbor's yard.